Hi, hi, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to continue with, we're going to do another spincast reel, another vintage reel. This is a Ryobi slr10. This reel is made in Japan. It's probably from, I'm guessing from the 80s, early 80s, mid 80s. And I'm going to make a video on this one today because I can't find a single YouTube video about a Ryobi Spincaster. And this is the first one I've ever owned, so I thought I'd do a video about it. So this reel, Ryobi, this is the same company that makes Ryobi tools. And they made a lot of reels, mostly open face reels, saltwater reels. And they made a few Spincasts. They made an SLR10, an SLR8, and a 6. I'm guessing numbers are for the size of line it's designed for. So this one has a gear ratio of 4.1 to 1, which is pretty good for a spincast. Holds 100 yards of 8-pound line, 85 yards, or 85 yards 10-pound line. Yeah, like I said, made in Japan. The handle can be switched to right or left. You just pop off this little cap right here. So it just pops off right here, so you can take off your handle. So we're just going to do a little take apart on it, and you need a couple screwdrivers. This Craftsman large flat blade screwdriver right here. This is really good. This fits perfectly for most rotors on spincast reels, and a lot of handles too. And I just got this Pickwick screwdriver. It has 7 different bits. And these are really good screwdrivers. It's probably my favorite multi-bit screwdrivers. You can get the ones that all the bits screw in the store in the handle, and you take them out, and you always lose a couple, and it never works well. This has 3 Robertson bits, 2 Phillips bits, and 2 flathead bits. So I got the small flathead in there right now. So this one, this is metal. The foot is metal. The body is plastic. The cover is plastic. So you just twist off the cover. And this had looks like it might have had a rubber line break on it one time, but all the pictures I've seen on eBay for these, they never have it. So I'm guessing it could have had it, but they didn't make it. So you screw off this cap. Here's your rotor. And whenever you take off this clip right here, you always want to loosen the drag all the way, which I just did. So that just pops off. Here's your E-clip. So a lot of people, when they take off these washers, they'll struggle to try to get them off and maybe use a knife to try to shimmy them off. All you gotta do is just remove the spool and it pops off. The spool is metal. This is a pretty heavy spool. So here's your second washer. Here's your drag tensioner. It's all pretty common. Most reels have the same thing. So now we're going to take the handle off. It's just a Phillips head screw. And if you're not familiar with reels and if you're confused about which order to put them back in, just take pictures along the way and you shouldn't have any trouble. This one has 3 Phillips screws that are holding the body together. Just make sure you have the proper screwdriver. One that fits, not too big, not too small. And we're going to lay these out to make sure they're the same size. There's 2, and the bottom one. And the bottom one is slightly bigger, so you want to remember that. It just pops out. So it just has a bushing right here on this side. Here's your anti-reverse dog. Here's your main gear and your pinion gear. And to get this completely out, the only way to do it is really to pull this spring out, and you have to kind of mess it up to get it out, and then you kind of have to bend it back in shape to get it in, and that's a real pain in the butt. So I wouldn't advise doing that unless you really have to. This reel, when I got it, was completely full of grease and very hard to turn. So I just doused it with WD-40, put it in a little container, and just really flooded it, and just let it sit for a day or so. And used a Q-tip to clean it off afterwards. And I had to put some grease on it at some point. I just have it really oiled good now, so I want to see how smooth it could get. So to put it on, put it back, you just put this back together after you add a bit of grease and oil. Take your 3 screws. There's one. There's the second one. So like I said earlier, Ryobi spincasters are pretty, they made at least 3 models of these, maybe more, but it's the first one I've ever used, first one I've ever had. I bought this one last week at a garage sale for a really good price, so I thought I'd buy it. So right here, this circle goes over this screw that pops out for your drag adjustment. It just fits in a slot on the bottom. And your first drag washer. This is just plastic, so you don't need to oil it or anything, or grease it. And your spool. A second drag washer. This is a hard washer. I think they're meant to be dry because it works on friction. And your C-clip. Or E-clip. Just get started and put it back in place. Then I like to push the button, line up your rotor with it's D-shaped. Get the nut started. Here's where that screwdriver comes in hand. It fits a slap perfect on most reels like this. And your handle, you can go either left or right. So I'm going to put it on the right. So I reel up my right hand. Handle screw. So I've seen these on eBay for quite a while, and I always thought about getting one, but I didn't know what the quality would be like. But it has a bit of a wobble on it, but and there's something to look out for too. These where your pickup pin comes out on your rotor, sometimes you get a little cut. This one has a little groove started in it, so I'm gonna file that and sand it down later to make it smooth. Here's your cover. It just pops on. So compared to what it was when I bought it, I could barely turn the handle. This is way smoother, so happy with it. I'm going to put some grease on it eventually. Maybe clean it a bit more, rinse it off. So yeah, there it is. It's a Ryobi slr10 right-left convertible handle. 4:1 gear ratio, made in Japan, suitable for 8-10 pound line, 100 yards or so. Nice reel, I really like it. I'm gonna definitely use that this coming fishing season. So there you go, you never know what you'll find. I probably wouldn't have bought these otherwise, but I bought it for, only paid $5 for it, so couldn't turn it up, couldn't turn it down, so I think it's a pretty good quality reel. I'm going to look forward to using it. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.